As always, a beautiful day for a ball game. It's warm, but here in the great state of Arizona, Chase Field provides the best destination for Major League Baseball. Cool it off in the evening, but the Diamondbacks and their bats hope to stay hot. It's the Colorado Rockies. It's the Arizona Diamondbacks. Glad to have you with us tonight here on Fox Sports Arizona. Coming somewhere that rarely we have gone on television, we are inside an equipment room, but it's the bat room. Hello, folks. Luis Gonzalez, who did a lot of work with those pieces of lumber. My name is Darren Sutton. Welcome back to the ballpark. The bats were hot last night, so we figured we'd come down here and check in on these bats. Describe this room, though, Gonzo, first off, for those that are visiting for the first time.
Well, this is a rare treat for our fans. Nobody really gets to come down here, even when they take the tours around Chase Field. These are the actual game bats that the players use. Here you have Aaron Hill's bats. Most of the players, when they come down here, they get their new bats. They come in boxes of 12. But as they get into the game or into the season, they start preparing their bats. You see a lot of rosin and pine tar on their bats, their batting gloves. This is behind the scenes where they grab their bats and take them around the corner into the bat rack on the field. Most players usually take about 2 or 3 bats out there that they use for the game. If during the game they break a bat or crack a bat, this is where they come to grab their extra bats. And then from here, when they travel on the road, they'll use these bat bags that are located on this side of the room. See where it says game on the bags? After a 3-game set or they head on the road, this is where they put their bats and their helmets. They use their road helmets here also, and they carry them out on the road.
All right, so a little piece of history, since you've been a part of the history. Has this always been, with quotes around it, the room?
This is the room. This is where all the action happens right here. The bats get
Even
hot
when you
right.
played?
This is it. This has always been it. Each player has their number. They're all marked. Each one has their own cubby hole. Even the pitchers have their own hole where they can put their bats in. You see the numbers of the various players that we have on our team. Some of them put their helmets in here, and then they carry them out. After the game is over, the bat boys will carry their bats and bring them right back in here. Most players know which ones their game bats are. They get them hot and get ready to go for the game.
Respectfully, if you can, grab Aaron Hill's bat for me and describe what you saw last night with Aaron Hill. We're going to show some video. You're holding one of his bats. He had a huge night last night, had some hits taken away a couple of nights before that. He's the guy that offensively can help carry this club.
Oh, there's no doubt he had a fantastic game last night. He was the actual starter for our team. I mean, he was hitting 8th in the order, but he was the one who provided a lot of offense. He got our team jump-started early with that 2-run homer. Most of the bats, he likes it a lot. It looks like he likes a lot of pine tar or some rosin on it there. There you see the ball markings on the bat. So everybody has their own preference of the way they like to prepare their bats. I mean, here you see another bat right here. I mean, these guys.
Parra, quickly on Parra.
This is Parra.
What'd you see with him last night? You led me to my next subject.
Well, he was definitely the guy who started it all last night. You know, he was a leadoff hitter. Didn't provide a lot of RBIs,
right,
but he set the tone for a guy like Kubel, who drove in 5 runs last night.
All right, good stuff, Gonzo. Gonzo, I think, may just stay. Last night I stole stuff out of his office. He won't take things, but I think he's taking a trip down memory lane.
I love this room. This is my home away from home right here.
Boy. We'll talk about Wade Miley, who, by the way, has an 8-game hitting streak. When we come back, we want to thank Gonzo for this behind-the-scenes tour. It's the Diamondbacks. Hope these bats stay hot. It's the Colorado Rockies. All the action. Right after this, we'll have the lineups for you and the game on Fox Sports Arizona. Baseball is brought to you in part by Gila River. Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So just who is Wade Miley, this young left-hander who barely made the roster out of spring training? I'll tell you who he is. He's a young man that as a rookie has 6 victories. You can see the 6 wins for Wade Miley only. The Rangers' much heralded free agent signee, rookie Yu Darvish, has more with 7 amongst rookies. That's who Wade Miley is. He is on the mound, and he goes toe-to-toe with another hard-throwing lefty, Josh Outman. It's the Diamondbacks looking to win a series, get closer to 500, and do so against the Rockies. Offense over the last 13 games, they are 9-4 and really whacking the baseball. In those 13 games, averaging nearly 7 runs per game, including being shut out last night. It's Dexter Fowler, Marco Scudero, Cargo, followed by Michael Kadire. The veteran Giambi is out there, Pacheco, Rosario, LeMahieu, and Josh Outman. 25-year-old left-hander Wade Miley. Look, we talked about him in our last commercial break. There are the numbers. Gonzo, tell us more about Wade Miley.
Yeah, Wade Miley's an aggressive pitcher. Gets on the mound, got a good fastball, curveball change. He'll go right after you. Doesn't waste time. He's an aggressive pitcher.
Not afraid to come into right-handers. We're underway, by the way, at Chase Field, and glad you're with us tonight. 0-1 to count on Dexter Fowler. Fowler, 0-2 as that one nips the outside corner.
Yeah, the thing that's so special about Wade Miley is he is an aggressor. He's not going to nibble around. He's going to show you what he's got. He's going to go right at you.
Fowler came in white hot. I mean, he came in rolling. He had a 17 of 32 clip, and the Diamondbacks have held him to a 1 for 8. That looked like it could have been, and it is. Strike 3. Little delayed call. We forgot Tim McClellan, the veteran umpire, is behind home plate. Looked like it should have been, and it was strike 3.
Where you see a strike on the upper hand of the strike zone there. And Dexter Fowler, interesting, he tried to step out of the batter's box quickly, but Wade Miley, he's going to rush these hitters, and what he tries to do is take you out of your rhythm when you're at the plate.
Marco Scudero, boy, good morning, good afternoon, and good night with 3 pitches, and there's strike 1. Aggressive strike thrower.
Best pitch in baseball, first pitch strike.
That combined with a well-located fastball, you can do both, then you're in really good shape. 1-1 the count. Yeah, surprised him. I think McClellan got that one right, though, on strike 3. All fastballs thus far. Look at Gonzo. No walks around the mound when he gets a new baseball. Stays right there.
These are your favorite players to play behind right here. The pitchers, when they're on the mound, they get it and go. You're on your toes on the defense, and that's what he thrives on, just going right after these guys.
Scudero, high fly ball center field. Young tracking. Just shy of the warning track. He puts that one away. All fastballs thus far. We'll keep an eye on it. Diamondbacks defensively. A.J. Pollock back. Will explain why. Chris Young, Gerardo Parra, Ryan Roberts, John McDonald, Aaron Hill, Paul Goldschmidt, Miguel Montero. It's almost like A.J. Pollock is delivering babies. I mean, he's on call.
Well, I tell
Parra's in right field for Upton.
And Pollock might be the only guy gaining a lot of frequent flyer miles here in the last couple of weeks. U.S. Airways, I mean, he's got to be their favorite customer right now.
He is here because Lyle Overbay with Upton looking on. Upton sat again tonight by manager Kirk Gibson. But Lyle Overbay, we can congratulate him and his family and his wife as he goes to spend time with his wife, as Lyle and his wife are having a child. So Pollock back up. He was here for Kubel for a youngster being born. High fly ball. That is the first off-speed pitch in the inning. Pollock will lead things off. I don't know if he's bringing formula, diapers, or what. We'll find out. This time it's Lyle Overbay. Yeah, he will lead it off. That's a nice assignment to receive in the starting lineup, and he's at top of the order. Brought to you by Mazda. It's A.J. Pollock, Ryan Roberts, then Chris Young. Paul Goldschmidt back in there. Overbay played last night. Miguel Montero, Aaron Hill. Parra had a huge night. John McDonald plays short. Wade Miley, maybe one of the better hitters in the lineup. As a pitcher, Josh Outman makes his second start in the big leagues. He started a couple of years back with Oakland, and the A's moved him into that rotation based on desperation and need. The same thing being done here because Jamie Moyer, and you can tell Outman is honoring Moyer with the old school stirrups. Outman takes Moyer's spot. I love that tribute.
You're exactly right. That's the ultimate sign of respect for a player. When you have a guy who you've taken his spot and he's moved on, Jamie Moyer, who's now currently signed with the Baltimore Orioles as of today, when you have a young player like that comes out there and wears the stirrups high, that's unbelievable. It's a nice sign of respect.
Young man out of Central Missouri. To the right side, Pollock, it's gloved. It's well struck and hit hard. 11 of 49 now in the major leagues. A.J. Pollock hit that one hard. Here's defensively how they'll work. Great speed, especially in left and center. Pacheco, Scudero, LeMahieu, Giambi. First base certainly make them work over there. Not good defense at first. Willen Rosario behind the plate. Gold Glove candidate and a guy who does all the right things. Doesn't have the range that he used to, but he will execute. He won't make missteps in Kadire. A guy that has moved into the rotation as Roberts takes a strike through 55 in his start against the Dodgers in 3 1/3. 80's kind of the number tonight.
Yeah, and I think the key for the Diamondbacks, make him throw some pitches early. Get him right when he starts getting into his groove, you get him out of the game, and then you go right to their bullpen.
Roberts off the end of the bat into right center field, a Texas leaguer for the man out of the University of Texas at Arlington. He'll take it. Ryan Roberts with a base hit. Oh, yeah, they're always here in support of Ryan.
Well, there you see a nice compact, trying to shorten up his swing a little bit. He's, as of late, you know, he's starting to get back in the groove, hit the ball a little bit to right field. Early in the season, what got him in the slump was trying to hit the 3-run homer with nobody on base, just over swinging.
Yeah, he started 2 of 21 against lefties. He's had great career history against lefties, but since then, we're seeing what we're seeing there. Well over 300 his last month against left-handed pitching. Strike one to Chris Young. I mean, Roberts will tell you, I should handle lefties pretty well. Guys like Young, Upton, and Roberts, they all kind of fall into that same mold.
Well, last year he had a great opportunity to play every day. This year his role has changed a little bit. Got off to the slow start. Now we have Bell up in the big leagues, who he's basically almost splitting time with. But basically he's kind of a utility guy. He's a guy who can play everywhere.
Outman hustles off the mound. Giambi with the dig. Wow, what a play by Giambi. He may not have the range, not much range at all over there, but if you have the hands, you can help your infielders out.
We see a nice play by Outman, getting the ball and basically spiking it in the dirt. Giambi with a big body, just trying to keep it in front. Nice pickup.
What great shot, guys. If that doesn't sum it up there. Almost perennially a pinch hitter, Giambi, but occasionally they'll trot him out there. Paul Goldschmidt, his counterpart, takes strike one. Throws hard, this lefty.
He does, and well, you know, he's basically a guy out of the bullpen. The second start, like you said earlier, got a fastball from 91 to 96 miles an hour. He's got the 4 basic pitches: fastball, curveball, slider, change. But basically, you know, this is a new role for him. So now you have to just try to work him a little bit and see how he reacts in different situations with runners on base.
So logic dictates then, if he's starting, maybe a few more changeups as a starter than he's used to throwing?
Yeah, most of these guys out of the bullpen, if they come in, he's a left-hander, they come in facing lefty. 9 times out of 10, first pitch they throw to lefty, curveball. But now he's got to mix it up a little bit more.
Goldschmidt hit hard. Base hit left center field. Come on down, Ryan Roberts. Look at that ball all the way to the track. A double for Paul Goldschmidt, and the Diamondbacks strike first. They lead it 1-0. 15 doubles for Goldschmidt on the season. He's another one that struggled against lefties to start the year.
He really did, and now he's just starting to get on track. And I think the key to him getting back on track is getting plate appearances, playing. When you have a young player like Goldschmidt, you got to keep him in the lineup. He's a young guy. Last year he did a fantastic job for us coming up. He was playing every day. This year he's been spot starting, and it makes it a lot tougher for those young players when they come to the ballpark and they don't see their name in the lineup, especially after he has a couple good games. And everybody knows Gibby's theory. He wants to play everybody, keep everybody active. But when you're a young player like that, it makes it a lot tougher on those guys.
Parra's a guy that seems like he's a far superior player out there in a lot. Kubel had a big night last night. Well, that's a nice curveball. 1-1 the count to Montero. Hey, quick reminder. Anytime the Diamondbacks, anytime they score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase, 4 to 6 the following day. Dennis up here, up in the booth, did the Taco Bell deal today.
He's crushing it.
Less than $2. He got dinner. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Less than $2. Get yourself a large drink, and then you get the tacos all thrown in.
It's a great deal.
How about that?
Boy, another nice night for baseball.
Over the top, and Montero tagged out. A couple of right-handed baseballs whacked. One off the bat of Parra, one off the bat of Goldschmidt. The Diamondbacks lead it 1-0.
Never happy about not being in the lineup. I'm still not happy about it. But, you know, with the day off today, day off tomorrow, I don't expect any more the rest of the season. You know, I expect to come out and be in the lineup every day and, you know, give my teammates everything I got.
Welcome back to Chase Field, 1-0 Diamondbacks. No Justin Upton again today for Kirk Gibson's squad. A second straight day off, but despite the days off, Justin Upton has had a lot to talk about. He's had members of the media in front of his locker after the game last night and before the game today having to respond to comments made by owner Ken Kendrick on Extra Sports 910 about, well, his relationship between the two and Upton being called an enigma. Last night, Upton saying in front of his locker that he had no comments to the comments made, and when asked if he expected to be in the lineup today, he said, "I do not know what to expect around here." But a much more calm and patient Justin Upton today, answering every question that he was asked. He said he exchanged text messages with owner Ken Kendrick, and he had nothing against, nothing personal. There's no bad blood between he and his manager, Kirk Gibson. Kirk Gibson didn't say much about a conversation between the two, but he did say that Justin Upton wasn't going to play today, but he should be ready to grab a bat and go win the game. Guys?
Mark, thanks for getting down there and getting all of that, really. I mean, great reporting there. You know, the comments and the reactions from Gibson and Upton. It's important. Both men are an important part of the organization, and appreciate Mark getting down there and digging in.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, there's disappointment, of course, I believe, on both sides. See a nice play by Parra there on a line drive. I think there's disappointment on both sides. I mean, Justin Upton definitely isn't playing up to par to where he wants to be. And, of course, Ken Kendrick, the owner, expects more out of him. He wants a leader. That's why he's been brought in here to be the leader of this team. This is his 6th year in the major leagues. So he's got to learn how to deal with situations like this and make adjustments. And he's learning. It's a learning process for him every day.
Huge shift defensively. 0-1 the count on Jason Giambi. Hill is essentially playing rover in shallow right field. Nobody wants these situations. Every team would love to win 80% of their games and have all of their players play perfect baseball and have every seat sold for every game. That's just not reality.
Yeah,
now, how do you work with it going forward?
And reality, too, is fans aren't going to feel sorry for you. You're making millions of dollars up here in the major leagues. Your job is to go out there and play the game hard. They paid their hard-earned money to come out here and see you play. That's all they ask. If you go 0 for 4 and gave it all you got, then they're going to go home happy. But if you go out there and you don't play with maximum effort, then they question you as a player, and you don't want that to happen.
1-2 the count on Jason Giambi. That one misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. The numbers side of it for Upton, there have been struggles. 4 for his last 28 in his last 7 games. As that one is on the ground. To the bag goes Goldschmidt. And in time for the out. It's time to weigh in. It's delivered by the UPS store. With the All-Star game just a month away, who do you think will be representing the Diamondbacks in Kansas City and why? Join us online on Twitter, on FoxSportsArizona.com, on Facebook as well. We invite you to offer up your decisions. We'll share some with you in our post-game show. Pacheco, fastball off the plate, 1-0 the count. I think we find ourselves, too, just to finish the thought on Justin, surprised at the start of play today that there are 127 players in the major leagues with more RBIs than Justin Upton. He knows. He'll tell you. That shouldn't be the case.
No, especially when you're hitting in the middle of a big league batting order, 3rd, 4th, 5th in the order. Your job is to produce RBIs.
Goldschmidt giving it a look, heading over, and he runs out of room.
And look, last year everything was great. I mean, they were all playing well. Everything was gelling. When your team struggles, it tests the character of your ball club, and that's what they're going through right now. It's a long grind. It's a long season. They got to continue to go out there and play well. But you can't say, well, it's a long season. We got tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. You got to play for it now.
Wade Miley's playing for it now. There's no doubt about it. For the Diamondbacks, hot hitters, Aaron Hill, Gerardo Parra. I told you he'd hit. And John McDonald due up 3rd. Today, the Diamondbacks closed down the clubhouse, told all the ball players and coaches to come on inside, and we're going to discuss things for a while. Kirk Gibson, not a regular meeting guy, doesn't like to have meetings upon meetings upon meetings. With all that has gone on, all you'll be doing is theorizing, so I want to be careful how I phrase this. What are some of the things that could have been discussed?
Well, first of all, when you have those closed-door meetings, you better have thick skin because guys are going to get called out. And apparently today, when they came out after that meeting, they took infield. And that's something that you very rarely see in the major leagues anymore, almost 2.5 months into the season. So basically, these guys are trying to get back to the basics, going out there, playing fundamental baseball. That's what helped them win last year, and that's what they're trying to do again this year. I think they got away from their game plan, and now Gibby and the coaches are trying to get them right back, regrouped, circle the wagons a little bit, and get them back to going out there and winning.
This is what you're talking about right here.
This is it right here. You very rarely see this anymore in the major leagues. This is spring training stuff right here, or early work. And this was right after the Colorado Rockies took batting practice today, so our fans were already in the stadium.
Nothing wrong with that. There's a lot in our generation that remember going to big league games and seeing just that once the gates were open. You see Upton sitting where he is sitting. Yesterday, he, by choice, when this went down, wanted to go sit all by himself. He sat as far away as he could. Now, sitting with his peers, certainly my guess is when you say the thick skin part of it, or the open conversation, my guess is there was a lot of inclusion in the things that were discussed involving their right fielder as well.
Well, there's no doubt this is a team sport, but you have to have a lot of great individuals on a team to win and be successful. He is a key part to this ball club. The organization needs him. The team needs him. The fans love him. He needs to go out there and produce and play well. And I think with this meeting being held, everybody, I'm sure, got their say in there. Gibby expressed his opinions. I'm sure the coaches, some of the players probably opened up too. And that's what you need, especially at a tough time like this. Hey, we're getting almost to the All-Star break here. It's time for these guys to go out there and play.
And Hill's been playing, but this time just shy of the track. He has that one land in the glove of the left fielder, Carlos Gonzalez.
Right field.
Boy, Hill's been swinging a great bat. Lining out once again to left field after a great night last night.
So, just to finish the thought, Miley 6-2. You know, if he wins, he will tie Yu Darvish for the most wins by a rookie. So right now, with Kennedy rebuilding things and Hudson getting healthy again, Miley's pitched as the ace.
Great time for a meeting, right?
That's exactly right. Expound, please.
Well, when we had our meetings back in the day, it's a great time to have a meeting when Randy Johnson or Kurt Schilling was pitching.
So they get everybody in the room.
If they had a meeting last year, it would have been with Kennedy on the mound. I promise you that.
And the next one probably will be because Kennedy's taking over
he's
the reins.
He is definitely back on track, especially after his last two.
So you're telling me Bob Brenly would call everybody in, read all you guys the riot act. We need you more focused. Go get him tonight, Randy.
Yep, go get him. Strikeout 12 or 13. Good job. Nice meeting.
So the speech worked.
It's a great meeting. Get you right back on track.
0-1 the count, Gerardo Parra. Pitch is low and outside. 1-1. Yeah, guys all knotted up, enjoying the. I tell you, I've known for a long time the best way to enjoy a ball game is with the tie on. The 1-1. That pitch is outside. Hey, every time a Diamondback player knocks one out of here, it's a good thing because Fulton Homes donates $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Parra 5 for 6 in this series. Rolls that one past Giambi. And into right field it goes.
Or you see him rolling over, and Giambi, that ball just kind of eats him up a little bit. Giambi not always known for his glove. He's always been known for a good bat.
So Parra 6 for 7 now in this series. And here's John McDonald. He's another one. You know, it's funny. As McDonald takes a pitch into the dirt. Look at this. Parra on the move. He read that perfectly. First of all, Rosario was on that baseball. You look up and you're ready to praise Rosario. You see Parra's gone.
Yeah, it's a nice job of base running by Parra here. Here you see the ball in the dirt. Rosario, tough pickup there, and he just took off.
We're going to give him a stolen base there because he had taken off at about the same time. So the official scoring is stolen base.
Wow. And you always teach a young player to look for a ball in the dirt. And if you see it down, usually most catchers try to break down on a knee to block that ball. Makes it difficult for them to throw. Rosario with an above average arm behind the plate. So Parra did a nice job of getting to second base.
2-0 the count. Matt Williams keeps an eye now on Parra. McDonald takes a breaking ball that is low. Just to share the thought with you, ironically, as Stephen Drew has come into the spotlight a little bit for a variety of obvious reasons, Drew also going on a rehab assignment starting tomorrow, playing for Reno and Tucson.
Well, you got to think he's got the green light here with Miley on deck, although Miley's a pretty good hitter.
He takes outside, doesn't matter now, it's ball 4. But the Diamondbacks shortstop position offensively is one of 5 teams in Major League Baseball that are hitting over 300 this year. So while many are longing for Stephen Drew, there's only 5 shortstop positions combined, obviously, that are hitting over 300. The Diamondbacks are 5th.
Well, these guys have done a fantastic job of filling in the role. And we've had a variety of guys out there playing shortstop for our ball club. So I think when Drew comes back, what it does is stabilizes a little bit of the infield, especially in the middle part of the infield. With Hill and Drew up there, you don't have the guys switching positions so much. Then the normal guys like a Roberts or a Bell, they'll play their third once in a while. But most of these guys are known as utility type players. They don't play every day. They go out there and they grind it out for you. They get their spot starts. And that's what they're accustomed to doing, playing once or twice a week.
Well, it's a good time to head down to Tucson as well. Stephen Drew, he's going to be playing baseball. Trevor Bauer, he's going to be pitching on Friday. And the Arizona Wildcats are hosting a super regional. Good luck to Coach Lopez and his Arizona Wildcats. I don't know, make it a day trip if you're not coming out here. Drops down a bunt, but he bunts it foul.
If you definitely want to see the near future starting pitcher, that's definitely the night to go see him over in Tucson.
Tomorrow night, if you're a diehard Diamondback fan and you don't miss a game, obviously you like to either come or watch. Tomorrow night is when Drew will be playing. That's Thursday night's game. You won't see Bauer pitch, but you can go see Stephen Drew play baseball tomorrow. Report back to us. They changed that ruling, by the way, to a wild pitch for Parra, not a stolen base. Kind of made sense. Either way, we were fine with it. Pushes that bunt out to third. That's exactly where he had to put it, right?
It's a nice job. Nice job by Miley. Very impressed by the way he handles the bat.
Good athlete all around, isn't he?
He really is. I was actually surprised he was bunting right there because the way he swings the bat. He is the leading hitter on the Diamondbacks club.
So now runners on second and third. One and 0 the count to A.J. Pollock. Hit a ball hard to the right side. And a nice play made by LeMahieu. 5 of his last 17 against left-handed pitching. Hit nearly 300 against lefties in the minors. Connecticut born and raised. Played college baseball at Notre Dame.
And I'm not so sure, getting back to Miley, that if there was a right-hander on the mound, that he might have been swinging. I mean, it was a lefty-lefty situation right there. And Gibby, I'm sure he knows Miley can handle the bat. He just probably wanted him to get it down and not get jammed for a possible double play.
A 2-0 changeup there. 2-1 the count. That's a gutsy pitch. 3 of his last 5 with runners in scoring position. The hits have come. This time, though, he threw another changeup. So 2-0 changeup, gets a strike out of it, and then doubles up on it. Gibson looks on as Outman and Pollock take their time together. Spoiled a fastball up and away. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, he got a fastball up in the strike zone. Pollock definitely saw it out of his hands. Didn't want to chase it, but able to foul it off.
6 miles an hour. Three and 2 the count. 2 outs. Trying to clean things up. Has thrown 36 pitches. The Diamondbacks looking to add on. A changeup belt high down the middle.
Well, it continues to make him work, throwing extra pitches. And we see 83 miles an hour, fouling it off on the change.
Three-two pitch to the right side. Base hit Pollock. Charging is Kadire. Matt Williams stops McDonald. The Diamondbacks add on a 2-out RBI. A.J. Pollock up here because Lyle Overbay's going to be with his wife to have a baby. Meantime, he delivers an RBI.
Boy, nice job of hitting by Pollock. Gets another pitch up and away in the strike zone and just slaps it out into right field. And Matt Williams at third base, respecting the arm of Michael Kadire out there, holding the second run up.
Here's Ryan Roberts. Singleton scored back in the first inning. Big swing there, and he fouls it off.
Boy, and Pollock was running on the pitch.
Doing what he should be doing, what he knows he can be doing against lefties lately. Started the year, the Southpaws had a stranglehold on him. Man, I'll tell you, that's more like it in the end. Sometimes I don't know how you big league hitters take pitches like that last one. Maybe you just don't. Is it that you just don't want anything to do with it? Is that why?
You know, it's hand-eye, and after a while, your eyes get trained to see, pick up rotation and things like that. I tell you what, he's got a little bit of confidence. Got a base hit his first time up.
He's that kind of player, isn't he? That's good for him. Swing and a miss. 95.
Well, that ball was on him. And Tracy talked earlier. Jim Tracy talked about Outman having a little bit of a sneaky fastball. Gets on you, gets by you in a hurry.
I think it's just fast.
It definitely
I don't know how
is.
sneaky it is. It's just fast. I mean, the list of, and Wade Miley throws pretty hard. The list of lefties that can throw that hard is really short. And that's David Price hard of Tampa.
There's no doubt.
One and two the count.
Boy, there you see the high of 96 miles per hour and the low of 73.
into left field. That's an easy chance there for Carlos Gonzalez. As we said, he comes up to help a man become a dad. And in an RBI situation, Pollock delivers. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Visit local retailers and text road trip. It's your chance if you text 620-620, the word road trip, to win a flyaway trip this summer to an interdivision rival. Fly ball right field off the end of the bat, Willen Rosario. There to put it away, Gerardo Parra. Rosario has been a thorn in the Diamondbacks' side with power in this series. He's in the middle, too, of an 8-game hitting streak, and it's a real one. I mean, it's a 10 of 30 8-game hitting streak with 2 doubles and 3 homers. So a good get there, that first out.
Well, I think now you're starting to see the Rockies starting to be a little bit more aggressive early in their count. They know that Miley's going at them. They're not going to take some pitches. They're just going to go right out there and start swinging the bat.
Wade misses outside, 2-0 the count. So there's 2 strikeouts. The rest of the outs in the air. Wade Miley's not a ground ball pitcher. That's not a big surprise. Right down Broadway, 2-1. Two and 2 the count. DJ LeMahieu, former Chicago Cub, has started now 6 consecutive times at second base for these Rockies. Inside corner, that's strike 3. We wait with a deliberate call by Tim McClellan, but it looks like earlier, like he got the corner.
No, I think everybody in the ballpark was waiting except for the 3 guys behind the plate. They knew where that.
Is it because you get a verbal?
I think he gives you the verbal before. But he holds everybody else hostage. Everybody's waiting to find out what's going on.
You've got to give the hitter the verbal. 1-0 the count to Outman, and 2-0 as that one misses away. So that's 3 strikeouts. And all the rest fly ball outs. There's a strike. Outman 0 for 9 in his major league career as a hitter. Right there.
Attack, attack, attack. That's what he does.
Doesn't go anywhere. Right back to work. That'll do it. I'm not waiting. I know he's calling it. When we come back, slugger Paul Goldschmidt, one of the hotter hitters on the Diamondbacks Rockets, will go to work against the Colorado Rockies. Paulie is next.
Part by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo. It's only $4.99 plus tax. AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible.
We previewed Paul Goldschmidt. He's due up second in the inning. Chris Young will lead it off against a 27-year-old former Major League reliever, Josh Outman. Outman trailing it by a score of 2-0. Paul Goldschmidt doubled in a run in the first inning. A.J. Pollock singled home a run in the second inning, if you're just joining us. And if you are, Luis Gonzalez and I, along with Mark McClune, glad to have you with us. Curveball never got there. 1-0 the count. Grounded back to the mound back in the first inning, Young did. Change up. Misses low. 2-0 the count. 8 of 48 since returning from the disabled list. The one thing you liked about Young initially, you didn't like the injury when it occurred in April. 11 games in, is he didn't want to go on the disabled list.
No, and he definitely, his loss actually almost turned the team in a bad direction because he was playing so well and they were feeding off of his energy out there, and his injury couldn't have come at a worse time for the Diamondbacks.
And Kirk Gibson has warned it aloud if Young didn't maybe push it to come back, maybe if he's not playing a little bit sore. Gibson knows, Gonzo, that you really, after the first game in spring training, you're always playing a little bit sore, though.
Oh, there's no doubt. And, the more you play in your career, there's not going to be ever a time that you're 100% out there playing. You push your body to the max sometimes.
Crossed him up there. He was looking for something else. He got a fastball. 1-0 the count. So Goldschmidt in the middle of this 2-week hitting streak, or 14-gamer. 20 of 48. Okay, so that's impressive. That's 417. But of the 20 hits, 8 doubles, 4 homers. That's impressive.
Well, he's definitely a power hitter. He's going to be one of those guys throughout his career. Going to be hitting a lot of doubles and a lot of home runs in this game.
Kurt Zacher with that fine note.
I think what makes him such a dangerous hitter is that he uses both sides of the field. He'll pull that ball when it's on the inner half, but if you leave it out over the outer half, he can hit a home run to the right side of the field also.
So obviously that's a danger sign when you see him not doing that. Trying to pull everything, that's a danger.
Exactly. He uses the whole field. When he gets that pitch away and he shoots it to right center field, you know he's swinging the bat well.
And that's why there's been marked success and growth against lefties. They're going to pitch you away a lot.
There's no doubt.
That one is up and away. That's what you're talking about. You know the way I look at this, tell me if I'm wrong, that's 18 pulled and 26 to center or right.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it.
Is that right?
Yep.
Inside. Well, Rosario not really enjoying Outman right now.
And even a guy like Outman, when he's pitching up there, he's throwing 95, 96 miles an hour. If he throws that ball right down the middle and you're a little bit late, but you get a good pass at it, you get a good swing at it, he could still drive that ball to right field. He's strong enough to muscle a ball out that way.
Outfield very deep for Paul. There's a ton of room on the right side of the infield, but probably thinking he won't hit his ground balls over there. Giambi has 0 to no range coming off the bag to make a play, and respectfully say that. So anything on the ground that side's going through. 3-2. Did he try to hit that one to Mesa? Is that what happened there?
I think that ball was just by him. 93 miles an hour. He kind of lulls you to sleep a little bit, Outman does, with his motion, and then he just fires right through with it.
Paul talking to himself. 3-2. Hot shot, base hit down the line. Into the corner it goes. Chris Young is flying around the bases. Matt Williams says, come on down. The throw to the plate, safe at the plate. Goldschmidt back in with an RBI double. Paul Goldschmidt gets it done.
Well, there you see a pitch right down the middle. Chris Young gets a nice jump from first base. Boy, nice piece of hitting by Goldschmidt right there. He got beat by a fastball the pitch before, got another one, and he was able to pull it.
Montero, Giambi makes the play. Hey, Miguel at least moves him over. He wanted to drive him in, but now that runner's at third.
Well, that's what we call a productive out in the major leagues. Nobody out. Obviously, like you said, you want to try to drive him in, hit in the middle of the order. He's already in scoring position. But if you're going to make an out, make it at least to the right side on the ground to get that runner over.
Mr. and Mrs. Garagiola in attendance. Good to have them here. Joe will be back in one of those seats with us soon on a Sunday here coming up. Rolled foul, CenturyLink high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Outman throwing hard. And Miley not too far behind. But to have two lefties reaching those numbers is rare. Diamondbacks are just seeing Outman a little better. I love when we take the shot and the microphone goes live down there. And you can just hear Miguel Montero talking.
Miggy, yep. He's never at a loss for words. That's why he's one of the clubhouse favorites down there.
Getting those tools of ignorance back on to go to work. That pitch is low. Well, the funny thing is, when you have this battery, you have two guys that really just are nonstop energy. Miley never sits still. You hear that? I mean, that's unique right there. That is a catcher putting his gear on, encouraging his center fielder. Just out of the blue. Way to go.
Yep.
For earning a walk. Bouncing ball, and it's a foul ball. 2-2 the count.
He's in the ball game. You could tell. And I mean, here's a guy who just rolled out. I mean, he'll be the first to tell you he wish he would have got that pitch back and drove it into right center field or got a base hit. No, he's going to walk around and talk to guys in the dugout and.
Belted, center field, Fowler on the move, still going back, over his head, up against the wall, Aaron Hill racing on around. Hill with the double to the big part of the ballpark. The Diamondbacks add on, and they lead it 4-0.
Well, there you see a pitch on the outer half, tried a backdoor breaking ball, left it over just enough for the outer half of the plate.
Oh yeah, enjoying watching his teammates have a good couple of days. It's a double he wanted in the 9th inning for the cycle last night, by the way.
Yes,
Hill.
it is. One day too late.
If you missed it, it was a neat moment because 2 Diamondbacks had to reach ahead of him. Was it Overbay and Bell? Both walked.
Yep.
And they reached ahead of him. Otherwise, there would have been no chance with 2 outs. And he struck out, but he got a shot.
Yeah, he did. He definitely excited the fans there for a moment to get an opportunity to at least have the chance, like you said, to hit that double.
In a blowout, that was late in the game. One of the highlights for sure.
Well, it kept the fans here. I mean, like you said, it's a blowout game. Those fans could have headed for the exits, and they wanted to stay here and see him and Kubel actually also.
Yes, in the
he
end.
drove in 5 runs, but he was a double away also from hitting for the cycle.
He wanted a moment, capture a moment. There's no doubt. Into the dirt it goes. 1-1 the count. Well, those gosh darn Dodgers just aren't losing, are they, anymore? They're about to sweep the Philadelphia Phillies. They lead 6-4 in the 9th inning.
Boy, the Phillies have really had problems all year long. They just haven't been able to get on track.
Into the dirt with a fastball. Spikes a fastball. Got a Geico quote for all of you at home. Brought to you by our good friends with Geico. Trying to find regular playing time is Gerardo Parra, no doubt about it. If you don't make it happen today, you play tomorrow. But you know what? I don't think like that. If I don't play tomorrow, I'm ready when Gibby needs me. Gerardo Parra. He'd love to be out there. In a perfect scenario, should be out there every day.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the energizers on the team. To me, it seems like when he's in the game, he makes something happen, whether it's defensively or with the bat. If he's not swinging the bat good, he plays well defensively out there.
No, he can change the game with his glove and arm. The runs he prevents need to be added to his RBIs.
And another good thing about a guy like him, if he's 0 for 4 and he's out on defense, you're not going to get a hit if you loop something out there and he's got a chance to get it. He definitely does not take his bat out on the field.
Like I've said several times in the last week or two, he's good TV. I mean, I don't know what else to say. There's energy, there's defense, there's offense. It's good TV. Chopper. Up the line he goes. Fine play charging. DJ LeMahieu gets Gerardo Parra. That little topper moves Aaron Hill to third. There are 2 outs, though. DJ's a big guy. He made this play look easy.
You know, I've really been impressed by his defense. He made a couple good plays last night. Today, once again. This is another guy right here in John McDonald. He's a little spark plug, too. Every time he's in the game, always seems like good things happen.
Well, they're getting ready in the bullpen. Josh Renicky is rolling out there. And DJ LeMahieu, 6'4". Pretty big for a second baseman as the breaking ball misses outside. 1-1 the count.
That's a Cal Ripken size there, isn't it?
That is.
You got to think with him and Tulowitzki, if they're playing up the middle together, that's got to be one of the biggest middle infields in baseball.
Troy Tulowitzki, if you're casually joining us on the disabled list with a groin injury, and it was more to make Tulo back it off because he, like Matt Kemp, like Chris Young, those types just don't want to go on the DL. John McDonald drives it into right center field. That one is down. Couple of guys that came over to deal last year from Toronto pitching in. Hill is scored by McDonald. The Diamondbacks lead it 5-0.
Well, a nice piece of hitting by McDonald. Just takes the pitch wherever it was delivered. Shoots it out into the right center field gap.
Wade Miley chopping it short. We're keeping an eye on Wade's 8-game hitting streak. Got to be honest with you. What an inning for the Diamondbacks. Aaron Hill had that double for the cycle he tried to get last night. Paul Goldschmidt drove in a run, and there's that double Aaron was looking for. Arizona leads it 5-0. Game at the RamTrucks.tv pool, a great place to watch a game as we welcome you back to the ballpark. It's a good night to be at Diamondbacks so far. 5-0 is the score. Wade Miley has faced the minimum through 3 innings, and he's done so with 4 strikeouts and 5 fly ball outs for the 9 outs. It's kind of who he is. So now second time through, away we go. This year, Wade, the second time through the order, sees the opponent's batting average go from 211 to 286. So we'll see how he manages that.
Well, he's got a 5-run cushion, so he can continue to do what he's been doing, which is attack the strike zone. Let them put the ball in play and let your defense do all the work.
1-1 the count. Dexter Fowler. Big swing, Fowler, the switch hitter batting right-handed. Up and into the seats, 1-2 the count. Rockies 4-3 against the Diamondbacks this year. Last year, Arizona owned them. And you can see as a switch hitter who he is. Par, you bet. That's easy. That's a stroll in the park. So for Fowler, a strikeout, then a lineout.
Boy, and the key the last 2 games, yesterday and today, is keeping him off of base.
Oh, and 1 the count to Scudero. Now, that's the guy that you get out right now. Breaking ball, ground ball, Roberts ranging. Fielding in with a little spin, he fires on across the diamond. The first ground ball out, handled without an error, without a miscue. And that's a good thing.
Took him all the way to the 4th inning to get a ground ball out. Well, I tell you, he's got 41 pitches right now with 2 outs in the 4th inning. What a fantastic job he's done so far. Look at those numbers: 322, 14, and 45.
Ryan Roberts, nice hands, another ground ball out to end things. Through 4, he has faced the minimum. 5-0, Diamondbacks lead it. We'll look forward to Miller time later in today's game, and it's brought to you by Miller Lite. Make sure at Chase Field on July the 4th, the Diamondbacks host the San Diego Padres, and the first 20,000 fans get a 4th of July t-shirt. It's courtesy of Ram Trucks. Then the fireworks will come to you. Relax in your air-conditioned Chase Field seat, and we'll open the roof in the end for a post-game fireworks spectacular. It's courtesy of Gila River Casinos. Call now to buy your ticket, 602-514-8400, or online at dbacks.com/tickets. Josh Renicky takes the rock and he rolls, and for Renicky, it's been a good year. 2.27 ERA. We can show you the numbers. Gonzo, tell us a little bit more about the right-hander.
Well, Renicky's a guy with a good fastball, 88 to 93 miles an hour, curveball, slider, and an occasional changeup.
And this is a guy that, when you look at the batting order here, Renicky's spot not due up for a while, so maybe get a couple of innings out of him. They were hoping to have a better result for Altman. They knew he wouldn't pitch deep into the game, but they certainly were hoping for more than what he gave them. A.J. Pollock. One and 0 the count. Pollock drove in a run with a hard struck line drive to right field, a base hit and an RBI back in the second inning. Grounded out hard to the second baseman in the first inning. 1-1 the count. You can see the sink on the baseball from Renicky as that one misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike the count.
Oh, you can see the D-backs the last 2 nights have been swinging the bat a lot better, driving the ball, hitting for extra base hits.
Hanging out with the senior member of the group, talking baseball. We showed you some pictures in San Diego on Saturday when Henry Blanco was more paternal than a brother and a friend, as that is low and inside to Gerardo Parra. Kind of pulled Parra aside and said, hey, I love the throw you made from the outfield, but no wagging of the finger at the opposing base runner that you threw out. You're not Dikembe Mutombo. And Parra was initially offended by it. You know, his friends do. Hey, that's enough. What do you know? To the right side. Long run. Another fine play by the big second baseman out there. A.J. Pollock is erased by D.J. LeMahieu. So, our Nissan text poll. A successful homestand. What would the record be for you? A, 5-1. B, 4-2. Well, you got to win both series to make it 4-2. 5-1 certainly changes things. You win the rest of the homestand, you're a club that's above 500. You're right at 500 when you get out of town. That's 5-1.
Which would be a great accomplishment if we can do that.
Roberts drops down a bunt and in time for the out. We were talking about Parra. And Henry pulled him aside. Come on now, don't be upsetting the apple cart. We saw that happen the night before when Chris Young took a walk toward the mound. Now what happened after that was Henry kind of cornered him and said, hey, as a friend, I'm letting you know. Parra got offended, took a walk on his own, then came back and had a long talk about it.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to disrespect anybody out there doing that. And I think Blanco's been around the game a long time and said, hey, we don't play like that. We don't want to.
It's a close game.
And you don't want to stir anything up. You don't want to wake anybody up out there.
We already saw that on Friday night with the Padres.
Doubt. Exactly.
But the funny part about it is, like any younger player being dealt with, whether it's by your parents, by your big brother, by your boss, you initially might be offended by it. Then you come back and you listen.
There's no doubt.
You got a player in his 20s and one in his 40s. I mean, that's what that is right there.
And look, Blanco and Parra. Blanco's a guy, Venezuelan, just as Parra is. And Parra used to watch him play in the Venezuelan league and has a lot of respect for him, just as Miguel Montero does. And, you know, when you get an opportunity to play with a player like Blanco, who you respected as a young kid going all the way up, you learn to listen to them. They're a father figure to you, especially in baseball. You look to those guys to help guide you and lead you. Blanco knows he's not the everyday player anymore, but he's been brought in here for a reason, to try to help these younger players out.
He's doing a lot of listening right now.
Yes.
That one kicks away, and I promise you that's not about cell phone plans. They're not talking about cell phone plans. This was to finish the thought on Saturday when he was talking to him. And then he basically came back out. Said, I'm going to let you be for a minute. I'm done talking to you. I can tell he was mad. Then they worked it out.
Right.
You can see Parra was steaming in that shot, though. And then he went down and talked to him. They came out. They were good.
Hey, look, Gonzo's a veteran, and you serve that role like Henry Blanco. As a veteran, you're not always there to say the good things the younger players want to hear.
Yeah, and
you encourage them.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's a lot of different ways, and some guys you tell a little bit different than others. You know that there are some players that are a little more sensitive than others, and you pick and choose how you're going to deal with those guys. But they have a strong relationship, a strong bond. You see it in spring training, and it carries all the way through the season. Hey, those are the guys that you lean on when things aren't going so well. They're there for you to help you get through those tough times throughout the season.
Boy, Paul Goldschmidt has really put together quite a run. We were talking about it earlier, all those extra base hits in this 14-game hitting streak. He's got 2 doubles today.
And I've said from the get-go, I think with Goldschmidt, the consistency that he has when he plays every day, it makes him that much better of a hitter. When he plays 2 days and is off 1 or 2 days, that doesn't help him any. He's a young ball player. He likes to be out there, and that's what he's accustomed to in the minor leagues when he was coming up.
Breaking ball lined in the left field. There to make the play and put it away is Cargo. Hit it hard. All of you. You can sign up at one of the 16 interactive kiosks here at Chase Field to play Gila River Casino's Kachinko. It's a great bit. It's at any home game. It's Kachinko. It's Gila River Casinos. And it'll change your life. I don't know if you knew that concept.
I did.
That one is rolled foul.
Although it seemed like every game I was broadcasting, we'd had a glitch out there. Get stuck.
You love the glitch, don't you?
I do.
It's live TV. Kadire fouls that one off, up and into the seats it goes. 45 pitches being thrown at this point by the left-hander Wade Miley. Kadire, 2 of his last 20 against Southpaws. And that's not him. But Wade is not messing around. So Outman going down to finish his outing. He wants to continue to be stretched out. He wanted to throw more pitches. That you see that a lot in younger players, high school, college. You see it sometimes in the minor leagues. A pitcher, look, winning's the most important thing, but Outman's trying to get stretched out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it really does, especially at this point in the season where they're trying to get him to be a part of the starting rotation, and they'd rather him do it in the bullpen than out here on the field.
How about this breaking ball? Beautiful pitch.
Jason Giambi.
Boy, nice breaking ball down and in at the back leg, the right leg of Kadire. Tough pitch to hit.
4 strikeouts. Now, this is a pitcher that strikes out about 5.5 per 9. So not a big strikeout pitcher.
Well, here you see the shift on Jason Giambi.
Roberts essentially playing shortstop as Giambi takes a 1-0 changeup.
And our shortstop, McDonald, is now playing second base. And Hill, our second baseman, is playing short right field.
Jason Giambi into right center field. That's the first hit of the ball game. Up against the base of the wall, Giambi eases his way into second here in the 5th inning. The first hit of the ball game for the Colorado Rockies, a Jason Giambi double. He had faced the minimum through 4 1/3. Now he's got to work out of the stretch for the first time.
Jordan Pacheco.
Nice swing by Jason Giambi. Shift or no shift, that ball was going to fall anyway in the right center field gap.
So this is when Miley gets really tough, even though he's been tough in this game so far. With the runners in scoring position this year, opponents hit 130. No one on, 283.
Boy, you almost want to keep him in the
stretch.
In the stretch.
That's a huge compliment, though, for a younger pitcher to me. That he's able to hold runners, do his thing, and not rush to the plate. Pretty good pitch. Gonzo, could you tell when you were facing a pitcher that was not just a pitcher, but a pretty good athlete as well?
Yeah, and you know, the word gets out, especially when you're in those meetings. When they talk about a guy like Wade Miley, they'll say good athlete, he can hit, swing the bat. And more times than not, if you say a pitcher can swing the bat, you know he's a decent athlete, especially on the field. A guy like Mike Hampton, for example, ex-football player, played baseball, knows how to run, knows how to swing the bat. Those are the guys out there that you know they're pretty limber around the mound. They can move, they can field their positions, and not only that, they can swing the bat.
He was a center fielder for his high school baseball team. Hit hard, but right to Aaron Hill. The runner will move to third. So he gets Jordan Pacheco. Giambi moves to third. There are 2 outs in the inning. Our trivia question, brought to you by AT&T, who is the only pitcher to win 20 or more games for both the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. That one bounces in there.
Boy, I don't know if Mike Hampton pitched and won 20 games for the Diamondbacks, did he? No?
No. Pitched here.
20 games. Could it be
That's a good
Armando
question.
Reynoso?
Wow. Wow. Good night, everyone. Look forward to seeing you on Friday night. Same channel.
No help. No help.
The 2-0. 2-1 the count. Well, there you have it.
Boy, and I tell you what, if Miley and Reynoso were on the same pitching staff, Miley is definitely my favorite to pitch on getaway days.
Yeah, Reynoso, a slower worker. Rosario, not a slow worker. He drives in a run. So Wyndon Rosario has continued to be a thorn in the Diamondback side of this series. 5-1 is the score.
Second baseman, DJ.
And Rosario, that's a 9-game hitting streak now. Young catcher can hit. Boy, you answered it so quickly. I'm starting to hear from former Diamondbacks and color analysts that are trying to guess on this thing. That one is popped up and into the seats it goes. Just got a text from Mark Grace, and he guessed himself. Mark Grace. He said, if not me, he wanted to guess Aaron Heilman. To the right side. Parra runs it down. I'm guessing both of those are wrong since Gonzo got it right. 5-1 is the score. He just made a young lady really happy. Oh, yeah.
All is brought to you in part by Nissan. Get to Nissan now for our great offers across our full lineup. Visit ChooseNissan.com or visit your local dealer now. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Legends Entertainment District. That's going to be fun for you to see driving around work. That's a massive Gonzo poster. That would cover like half your community.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff there downtown. The Legends Entertainment District. Luis Gonzalez, our color analyst tonight. Darren Sutton up here as well. 0-1 the count. Like those uniforms too. You guys looked good when you brought them back and graced us with your presence last year. Then the ball players wore them. The active ball players. Montero pulls that one on the ground and in time for the out. So Miguel is 0 for 3.
Second baseman.
Now, when you were a Diamondback, was there the white hats and the sleeveless? Did you have all that stuff?
Well, Buck Showalter was a manager, so every day when we came in, there was a Garanimals kind of chart up in the locker room. So we had to figure out what socks we were going to wear, what pants, what shirt, what undershirt. So it was quite a school test every day to figure out what we were going to wear.
And that was just to get out for batting practice. And you had to have your game jersey.
Yeah. Show the A on the socks.
Did you?
Yeah. Stirrups. 3 inches.
And did you wear a white hat? Did you ever play in a white hat, or was that gone? When you
they only used that, I think, the first year. The coaches wore it in spring training. The ice cream man hats were gone by the time we.
That one is outside. I like the uniform, the jerseys. I've seen them in the jackets where it's Diamondbacks. The whole word is on the front. 2-1 the count. In on the hands. Yeah, they're starting to fall now, aren't they? He went through that tough day a couple of days back where none of them were falling. Yeah, not anymore.
But even that day, he was swinging the bat well, so he continues to see the ball very well at the plate.
What was the rule on facial hair, by the way, when you came here? Were you allowed to have beards and stuff?
Well, originally they wanted they wanted guys with short hair, but when you got a guy who throws like Randy Johnson does, you can pretty much leave it the way you want.
Oh, so the rules changed a little bit.
Yeah, well, we had facial hair. There you see me. And
just a little.
I don't have it anymore because there's a lot of white in it now. So
Got it. But they wanted you to have a haircut. I mean, you were supposed to have short hair.
Yeah, and well, when I tried to let my hair grow, my grandmother would call anyway and let me know that I needed to shave a little bit and cut my hair.
I like your grandmother.
Yep.
As I'm sure you do, too.
I do. I love him. He's probably sitting in Tampa right now critiquing me and get a text after the game.
1-0 the count to Parra. Funny how those rules have a way from going to concrete to jello. When guys that throw 100 sign with a team and have mullets.
Well, I grew up with those rules anyway at my house with my mom and my grandmother. Yeah.
No, not your rules at home. I know that they were concrete. I'm not doubting that. I'm saying team rules for managers.
Oh, yeah. They'll bend a little bit.
1-1 the count. That one is high.
Got beat on a fastball right there. He looked like he was cheating, looking for something. He got a fastball up in the zone, couldn't hold back on it.
A classic pose that Parra has. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And he digs back in. Breaking ball chops it to the right side. Hit the lip of the grass. It died out there, flattened out. But again, LeMahieu with a nice play. So runner moves up to second and Hill. And here's John McDonald, who's been on both times tonight. Tomorrow's an off day for the Diamondbacks. Then interleague play begins in earnest. The Oakland Athletics are coming to town. Hudson, Cahill, Saunders, the 3 starters for the Diamondbacks. We hope to see you out this weekend. Breaking ball and a dandy strike 1.
Well, I think everybody's looking forward to the matchup on Saturday night, which is the Cahill-Parker matchup.
The 2 guys traded for one another.
It's ironic that they're going to be pitching against one another.
And there's a whale of a road trip coming up as well. A whale of a road trip. First of all, it's going to be good television, so join us. Maybe head out to Orange County if you can get a ticket.
So I'm excited to see the D-backs at Texas.
Ooh, boy. Texas has been human. I'm respectful when I say that. Since starting at a dominating position. They've been a club over the last 30-plus games. It's actually been a game or 2 below 500. But they blew the doors off to open the season.
And that's going to be a good test for our team to see where we're at.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Yeah, Hudson against Tommy Malone. Cahill against Jared Parker. Saunders against Travis Blackley. A's have struggled mightily offensively this year. Saunders and Cahill sit next to one another. Didn't mean to. Rolls it out to Giambi. To the bag and in time for the out. So back at the ball yard, Wade Miley ready to go. It looks like he will face Eric Young, who will pinch hit for the pitcher spot. EY Jr. 0 for 1 in this series. 1 of 2, I should say. Was 0 for 1 last night. 1 for 2. Picked up a pinch hit a couple of nights ago.
Well, you talk now. There you see Eric Young watching his younger son hit. It's got to be a weird feeling for you as a proud dad to see your son in the major leagues, but knowing that he's on the other side of the field.
Into the dirt it goes. He's a little closer this time. He, in a tighter ball game a couple of nights ago, was further back. Chopper off the plate. McDonald! Wow, what a play! Baby! Johnny Mac knew he had to go for it barehanded.
Boy, what an outstanding play here. There you see the ball bouncing off the plate. The only play McDonald has right here, barehanding it. Nice play.
Chaz Roberts air conditioning, cool play of the game. That's a good shot, guys. How many conversations, Gonzo, has he had with that shortstop? How many ground balls has he hit to that shortstop to make him better? He just threw his son out.
And no doubt. And the key to that play, McDonald, as he was coming in, you could already see him setting his body up.
That'll be an error on Ryan Roberts. Played that on a backhand. So Fowler is on.
Watch this play here. McDonald's coming in for the play. He's already turning his body, setting it up to already make the throw. Nice play. And that's what we call a do or die play right there. You got to make that play barehanded and try to get it over to first base as quick as you can, especially with a speedy runner.
That pitch is inside. This one a moment ago. And one more time, boy, a moment ago, we're seeing again. Fly ball right field, and that one is put away. Anyway, decision of scoring, Fowler given a hit. I think Ryan Roberts would tell you that I should have made that play. It was not a hard hit ball. And hopefully it's a moot point here in just a moment.
Well, here you see the replay on it. Roberts kind of tries to sideswipe it there. That's definitely an error.
Here's Carlos Gonzalez. We want these guys to make every play and do well every time. I always used the test. I used to say it when you played. What would you say to me if I went up and asked you in the locker room?
Oh, there's no doubt that was an error.
Should I or should I not? And, you know, guys like you'd say, guys like Ryan. Of course I should have made that play. But let's hope that runner stays there and it's a moot point.
Well, of course, Fowler's not going to say anything about it. And I think the scorekeeper, more times than not, they're thinking the runner, the speed of the runner. He kind of tried to backhand it and make that play, but he should have had that play anyway.
1-1 the count.
Well, it looked like when Miggy threw it, he almost hit Carlos Gonzalez's bat.
Mm-hmm. Chopper, Goldschmidt to the bag, so now it is a moot point. They're coming to Chase Field June 22nd through the 24th. You want to make sure you have tickets for Saturday, June 23rd. The Ian Kennedy bobblehead, June 23rd. The first 20,000 kids will receive it. It's courtesy of Arizona Sports 620. Call now to get your tickets. 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com. And, you know, there's been a question about that beard you can see in the graphic. But there is a beard. That's a good-looking bobblehead. And a good-looking graphic that clearly covers up Luis Gonzalez there in the back of the shot.
That's the way it should be.
That's a goodness gracious.
Well, you got your bobblehead early, huh?
Well, I did. I don't know people like you do. I'm not the elite executive with his own office, as we saw yesterday.
Apparently you got the right connections because you've got one. I don't have mine yet.
That one sails away. Hey, you know what? You can have it.
I appreciate it.
There you go.
My son will thank you later.
Yep. There you go. You can have it. Ian Kennedy bobblehead. The 1-1. So he's in the middle of an 8-game hitting streak. He'll be the first pitcher, if he gets a hit tonight, to have a 9 or more game hitting streak since Rick Rhoden back in 1984. I mean, that's what he's looking for right now. Wade spoils that one, down and away, 2-2 the count. Some of you folks might not even remember Rick Rhoden, but he was a great hitting pitcher, a good pitcher in his own right. He was a Pirate when he did it, and Rhoden had a 10-game hitting streak in '84. Three and two the count. And it's rare that you really devote any time to pitchers hitting streaks.
Yep.
But it's worth it.
Played behind Rick Rhoden one time. He was on a rehab assignment when I was just coming up to the minor leagues.
So he came down for a rehab assignment.
I was playing third base. He was on the mound.
Was he nice to you?
He was great. We were playing the Toronto Blue Jays, and their first 4 hitters tried to bunt on him because he had a bad wheel there towards the end. And I came in, I kept playing in, and he said, "Back up, kid, back up." And I said, "They keep bunting." And he called me in. He said, "Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it." And he proceeded to hit the next 2 or 3 hitters and a couple of runs scored. He said, "They won't be bunting anymore the rest of the game, son."
Chopper high out in front of the plate. Oh, my goodness, a little double dribble there, but still Rosario makes the play for the out. So hopefully, well, I don't know. He may have one more shot. We'll see.
It looked like Miley didn't know that he actually put it in play there.
Well, hopefully Wade will get another shot, but I'll tell you, I got to be honest with you, and I don't know if you folks at home just experienced the same thing that I did. When I heard that story from Luis Gonzalez, I honestly stopped paying attention to the game.
True story.
That's the story of the night.
You know, you're a young player and you're trying to make a good impression on the big league player. He calls me in and said, "Kid, don't worry about it. Just play back. I'll take care of this." He's up there trying to get a rehab work in, and everybody's bunting on him. He wasn't going to have any more of that.
So it was at least a couple of guys.
He hit like two or 3 in a row. Yes. And he had already had runners on base.
1-2 the count.
Of course, when you got those big leaguers, they take care of you after the game. You eat very well. You'll sacrifice that win or loss right there for a good meal in the minors.
Good looking breaking ball. Yep, that's the story of the night. The 1-2. Breaking ball, bouncing ball, and a base hit into center field. A.J. Pollock wonder who wants to have a baby next. Anyone else? I think Ian Kennedy's on the clock. Oh, darn it. You're not going to replace him on the roster.
You see a nice piece of hitting. Just stayed to the middle of the field.
Although if Ian and his wife are having the baby between starts, get Pollock back up here.
Well, Pollock's got good wheels. Let's see if we're going to have him on the move here shortly. Got a good throwing catcher behind the plate and a good runner at first. Now here's the cat and mouse game starts now.
Five to 1, you can never have enough. I mean, you're within grand slam, so let's see if he gets going. Boy, is that a good-looking breaking ball that he's dropping in there.
It really is.
Oh.
It starts on the almost at Roberts' hip, and he kind of gives up on it, flinches on it, stays on the inner half of the plate.
Adam Ottavino with a .69 ERA coming in. Roberts, big swing on a fastball. No balls and 2 strikes to count.
And Pollock was going on the pitch.
Take a look at Ottavino and what the hitters are looking at. That lead arm really comes up.
He really gets extended kind of long.
Kirk Gibson must have seen something as he went down and found
Looked
Henry Blanco.
Looked like he was running across the dugout, right?
Yeah, he was running down there. That is a strikeout of Roberts. He must have seen something or thought about something. Let's see.
Well, getting his wind sprint in for the day. You know, of course, manager like Gibby goes right to the veteran catcher because these catchers know these pitchers. They know these guys. They look for little flaws in the pitchers if they're giving something away.
Well, that was a great shot with both Blanco and Parra. All eyes on the pitcher. And they pitch out. Which makes it even more fun now. We officially have a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, and this is a great time to run right here, right after a pitch out.
I don't think that the Rockies didn't see Kirk Gibson sprint to the other end of the dugout.
There's no doubt about it.
Runner stays put. Breaking ball is outside. 2-0 the count.
Well, he's got to be going here soon with 2 outs. You want to try to get him in scoring position, especially with CY with 2 balls and no strikes. He's looking for that fastball right here.
Breaking ball. Oh.
Well, that's been buckling up a couple of our guys. Did you send him here?
Yes. Yes. Pollock dives back. By the way, it bears mentioning AJ started his big league career 1 for 18. He's 12 of 34 since. That's with bouncing up and down. There will be a time when he gets here and stays, when it's not about baby diapers and formula.
Oh, right now there's just a backlog with outfielders up here in the big leagues.
Runner takes off. The pitch is a strike. 2-2. The count, a stolen base for Pollock. First in the big leagues.
Boy, Rosario with a great arm. Pollock got a great jump. Well, I don't know about you, Sud, but every ball that Rosario has thrown to second base yesterday and today seems like it's just sailing up and away towards the second base part of the bag.
That used to be one of the biggest hitches in the giddy-up for Miguel Montero. Rushing off with that lead arm, that front side, not striding directly at second base. That's gone now for him. Young waves and a slider away. A threat for the Diamondbacks, but the story maybe of the month, told by Luis Gonzalez about Rick Rhoden. Get in the box so I can drill you. Good pictures tonight. Great job building that music video in the truck as we welcome you back. Wade Miley still out there toiling. Let's see. Pitch count. Are you kidding me? 74? Stay comfortable out there, kid. You are in no hurry to go anywhere with 74 pitches here in the 7th inning. As he fires that one low. 3-0 the count. That is the first 3-ball count of the ball game for Miley. 3-2. Belted center. Young's going to give it a run. Still going back. He's got room. So Kadire with the fly ball out to deep center field. That brings us into our Infinity game summary. 5-1 is the score. And with Arizona on top, Paul Goldschmidt, a 14-game hitting streak now. Aaron Hill doubling an RBI. And, of course, Wade Miley's the story. He's been really good.
So I'm looking back in my book. Miley had 72 pitches after 6 innings with 4 strikeouts. And yesterday, Ian Kennedy, 80 pitches after 4 innings with 9 strikeouts. So those strikeout pitchers, their pitch count gets up there a lot quicker. And when you got a guy like Miley who is attacking the strike zone, hitters are more adept to go out there trying to get one early in the count. They don't want to fall behind.
Giambi, there's that shift. Looked nice. Aaron Hill playing shallow right field makes that play. Yeah, he's engaging hitters early. Matt Williams sets up the infield defense.
Well, you can ask any veteran player. This is definitely the guy you want pitching on getaway days.
It means the plane's gassed up. The buses are ready to go. The family and kids are waiting at home for you to get home. Last thing you want to do is have somebody tossing a 4-hour game in 9 innings.
It's a great feeling when your traveling secretary is scrambling to get that plane ready earlier. Get to that next city, or if you're coming home.
Miley doesn't go anywhere. He stays right up there. And he throws a bunch of strikes. A long run back for Hill. Parra right behind. Joe Borowski is going to join us, get us set for the post-game show. We're going to talk to him about that man. Side Luis Gonzalez, Darren Sutton back at the ballpark. Joe, right away, Wade Miley, very brisk through this ball game. For me, he had more strikeouts than I'm used to through, like, say, the first 5 innings. He doesn't strike out many, so if he doesn't strike out many, how does he get so many outs so quickly?
Well, you heard Gonzo saying in the last inning, he attacks the strike zone early. He works ahead a lot, so when hitters come up there, Gonzo, and you can relate, you don't want to fall behind, so you're going to try and hit that first good pitch you can see. And he's not throwing it right down the middle. He's hitting corners, so he's making them swing at his pitches, even though they're trying to jump out ahead and they don't want to fall behind, but he's making quality pitches earlier in the count.
And not only that, Joe, I think that he speeds the hitter up. You know, it's all about timing, and I think when he's on that mound and he's ready to go, the hitter kind of hurries up because the umpire is kind of rushing you in the box. So let's go, let's get it going.
Yeah, I know his teammates love playing behind that.
Paul Goldschmidt drives it to right and out of here.
Think he's seeing the ball well? He has been on target tonight.
2 doubles and a homer. Fulton Holmes homer. $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. You said, Gonzo, when he is at his best, he's doing what?
Playing every day. I honestly feel like as a young player, when you're coming to the ballpark and you know that you're in the lineup, you feel pretty good about it, and you could start planning your day out for who you're facing that night. And he hits the ball well to right field. He uses the whole ballpark so well.
All right, so you're going to stay here, Joe. Even though we're going to break, we're going to let you stay. And you'll hang around and grace us with your presence.
Appreciate it.
Three for four, a couple of doubles and 3 RBIs. But, gentlemen, neither one of you weigh in these last 2 weeks. Both of you weigh in these last 2 weeks. Gonzo, you talked about using the entire ballpark.
Yeah, and not only that, I think it's just consistency for him. He's got an opportunity now. These last 14, he's played, 14 out of the last, 16 games maybe? Mm-hmm. He gets an occasional day off. Earlier in the season, he was not playing every day. Lyle Overbay was there. To me, I think he needs to play. Overbay was brought in here to be the security blanket, the backup guy, facing a tough guy, give him that off day. But when you got a young player like that, I always say, call him in and tell him, you're our guy, you're going to play every day, you're going to get numbers like that from a guy like Paul Goldschmidt.
And you got to remember, playing in the minor leagues, he was playing every single day. He was seeing consistent pitching all the time. And you get in a groove like that. It's the same way with pitching. If you're a bullpen guy and you go 6, 8, 10 days without throwing, no matter how many bullpens you throw, you're not going to be the same out there when you see live action during the game. It's the same way as hitting. You could take all the BP you want, but unless you're seeing that live pitching, it's just not the same. You can't feel comfortable at the plate.
And I think for him now, he knows that he's in the lineup for the most part. He's not peeking at that lineup card to know, am I in there today or not? He can come with a clear conscience and know that he's going to be out there playing.
Rex Brothers comes in and he throws hard as he fires that fastball by Miguel Montero. Aaron Hill, he's doubled, scored a run, singled as well.
Not too many people have hit the ball as hard as he has this series.
And that's include game 1.
Yeah. Nothing to show for it, but these last 2 games, wow.
Well, we've got a couple guys now that are just starting to heat up. He's one of them right here, Kubel.
And that's the good thing, Gonzo, is there's more than just one guy right now. There's a few guys who are starting to heat up, and that's how you get on winning streaks.
No doubt about it.
That and starting pitching, right?
Absolutely. You get some starters that can go deep in games and keep you to one or 2 runs. Gives you a good chance.
Or should we say today was already a good meeting?
I think so. You mean Gibby's meeting or our meeting?
Gibby's meeting.
Because I know you were pretty hacked off as well. You called us in earlier today. Joe and I and Todd Walsh, and really read us to riot out. We've been on our game.
That's not going to happen. I'm the rookie here. I'm going to bite my tongue and sit in my locker and not say anything.
Not like a modern day rookie, though. Not those modern day rookies. Oh, Aaron Hill, but it's foul. You didn't like hearing that sound when you were pitching, did you?
You cringed. You knew. You didn't even have to turn around. You knew what happened right there.
And now you tell yourself with a foul ball like that, okay, I got another shot. Is that right?
Oh yeah. Just don't throw that ball the same place you did right there.
No, I think they try to think positive and say, oh, it's just a long strike. Long strike. I got him.
It's all mental. You got to trick yourself out there.
Pitch is high and away. 3-1 the count.
Oh, and he's throwing 97 miles an hour. There's a lot of young left-handers nowadays coming up that just bring the heat.
Nowadays, if you don't throw in the mid-90s, you're not in any bullpens.
He just fouled it into the upper deck. I mean, that's an impressive foul ball. When you sit down there in that seat, you're loving the game, the last thing you're thinking about is getting a foul ball.
Well, that was a 3-1 count, 96 miles an hour. The head of the bat was definitely out there. He was getting it out in front.
By the way, if that ball would have been caught, it would have been a sure contract.
Ooh, good call.
But it's just you have to catch it. Back to the screen it goes, so we'll do it again. Secondary pitches for Miley still good as well, too, right? I mean, he throws a ton of fastballs. He got some big strikeouts with sliders.
Well, that's the thing is that everything works off of his fastball. But his changeup's been really good tonight. His curveball's been really good tonight. He doesn't rely on those pitches, but he has them in his back pocket when he needs them.
Bouncing ball ranging over to his left is Pacheco. And in time for the out. You know, when you look at Miley, you think, okay, maybe he's just been really lucky since he's hitting a lot of bats, but the numbers don't tell us that. I mean, there are ways to, as you say, not hit the fat part of the bat. Did you face guys where you knew you can at least put your bat on the ball, but you weren't able to square them up?
He's one of those guys when the game is over and you're sitting 0 for 3, 0 for 4, and you go, how did I just had a comfortable 0 for 3 or 0 for 4, and you're trying to figure out how is this guy doing it. You look at a guy like Jamie Moyer, pitched so long in the major leagues, left-handed guy. Obviously, he used to have a good hard fastball, not anymore, but you got to trick guys. You got to rely on your other pitches to set it up. And he's a guy who attacks the strike zone. He knows that he's not going to have an overpowering fastball, so he relies on his defense.
People feel like that when they face Colementor, no doubt. So, 5-1 or 4-2. What's the desired homestand for you? What's a good homestand?
Good homestand is 5-1, definitely. I mean, the most important thing is you're taking it each game, and you need to win this series. And I think the most important thing for the Diamondbacks as they go forward is you got to worry about winning series, plain and simple. You can't worry about going on 5, 6, 7, 8 game win streaks. You got to take care of business and win series.
Well, our fans aren't satisfied either with just winning series. They want to get this club back to 500. That was our Nissan text poll, and I would imagine everyone leaning on 5-1. Then you get on the plane on one of your most challenging road trips of the year. At least you're at 500. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
See you in the post-game show.
I'll be there.
I bring it out there, by the way. You ready?
I'll try.
All right.
See you, Joe.
with 35 highway miles per gallon. Back at the ball yard, taking a ride. Going to hop off at 7th Street here in a bit and come over to the ballpark. Wade's World it is.
Well, I tell you, and Wade is definitely making his mark in the major leagues to be a strong contender for that game in July. You may just be looking at your all-star player for the Arizona Diamondbacks right there. Your representative. I mean, what do you think, Darren? Do you think he's...
Yes. Yes. Wade Miley.
I think it's a no-brainer.
Paul Goldschmidt's edging up in that discussion, you know, with what he's done. Paul Goldschmidt at least is going to make people stand up and take notice, but boy, it's tough to get selected as a first baseman.
Oh, there's no doubt. That would be a huge accomplishment for a young player to surpass some of the veteran first basemen that we have in our league. But you know, you got to look at Miley. He's a guy, he can start, he can come out of the bullpen. He's a perfect guy for the All-Star game.
So far, I think you're right on. You are right on the money. He would be the best choice. As that one is a strike. Yeah. Rosario with a long look out there. Brian Runge, who growls at Rosario. Urgh.
Here you see the swing. That's a nice call by Runge. Rosario trying to sell it. Runge's not buying.
No. So again, talking about this whole all-star game possibility, there's still plenty of time, and Wade's got to pitch well for a while. But if he hangs on and wins this game, Wade Miley is tied with Yu Darvish for most wins by a major league rookie. I mean, Yu Darvish, he who is having a great year, or at least a good year, who stole the headlines all winter long when no one was talking about Wade Miley.
And you got to think this is one of the great stories in baseball. Like you said, nobody was talking about him. Everybody was looking at Bauer and all the other young prospects that we had in the organization.
Well, I want to take it a step further just for posterity's sake. When I say no one, I'm not sitting here saying people outside of our booth. I'm saying me. I wasn't talking about him.
He wasn't on the radar.
I cover the team, and I was not talking about him.
He came up last year and pitched well. I mean, his first start was in Atlanta.
Big stuff, big strikeout. DJ LeMahieu, big guy. A little bit more on that. Mark McClune, what do you know down there?
Well, DJ LeMahieu, just like Wade Miley, a Louisiana college star. Miley went to Southeastern Louisiana. LeMahieu went to LSU. So I would imagine a lot of folks watching this at bat right here back in Louisiana, watching these two former college stars go head to head. But Jim Tracy actually talking about LeMahieu today said something pretty interesting. Said he was stunned during his first conversation with LeMahieu when looking up to the 6'4" former Cub, and he told him he was most comfortable playing second base. Doesn't look like your typical second baseman. Great athleticism and always one step ahead mentally. When asked who he would compare him to, Tracy said, well, Bobby Grich is the only real big second baseman he could think of.
Mark McClune, you made my day. That's close to the Rick Roden drilling guy's story. Good stuff.
Bobby Grich, he went back into the old days.
Yeah, that's of course Bobby Grich, when a lot of people, especially here in the Valley, probably remember him as an Angel. Big Angel second baseman. We played on some of those great teams. Grich would be at second. Dick Schofield at short. Doug DeCinces at third. A young Wally Joyner playing first.
Exactly.
Oh, Mark McClune, you made my night.
Well, and LeMahieu, the last couple nights that I've been up here, he's been very impressive with the glove out second base.
But that's a fine comparison. There are many who put Bobby on the bubble of being a Hall of Famer. 2-2 the count.
Boy, and Wade Miley here, We're in the top of the 8th, and he's still throwing fastballs at 94 miles an hour, so he's not letting up.
Bouncing ball. Look at Ryan Roberts. In time for the out. Puts his nose on that one. Didn't really have a choice. LeMahieu, a.k.a. Bobby Grich, hit a rocket shot.
Nice play by Roberts. Looking the ball all the way in, making a nice strong throw across the diamond.
Pinch hitting for Rex Brothers, number 10, Chris Nelson.
So now Chris Nelson. Kids, summertime, it's the best. Now that's his gamer. He's obviously a fan of the Diamondbacks, but that's his gamer. As Nelson fouls that one back. See the patch, Gonzo?
Yep.
That's that. You know, Diamondbacks t-shirts are nice, but there's something about a gamer.
Oh, he's got his little league patch on.
Always a good place to bring a lady. Looks like he's bringing his lovely wife, fiance, to the ball game. It's a good man there. Breaking ball, fouls that back. Yeah, he's going in. Yep. 1-2 the count. Broke his bat. Ryan Roberts stabs at it. Nice play. Nice play by Roberts. A couple of fine defensive plays in the inning. It's been fun to watch Wade Miley pitch tonight. Earlier in the game, it's Miller time, and it's brought to you by Miller Lite. Talking about Wade Miley at 102 pitches. Miley fabulous tonight, and looking to, we'll see what happens in that bullpen, but maybe take it the distance. Been good tonight.
Yeah, he really has.
And he's been great tonight.
No, he has. We've had two good pitching performances the last two nights here. It's got to be exciting for our fans to see these guys starting to pick it up a little bit. Our offense the last two nights and our pitching has really come around.
And I know you have to hit, Gonzo, and you as a hitter who had so many great years, but if you don't pitch, you can't get on a roll. I mean, everything has to happen well.
Yeah, pitching and defense is what's going to get you to that next level.
Because doesn't it allow the hitters to relax a little bit?
It does.
You know, if you're not playing from behind. Todd Walsh called it chasing the game. I love that, a hockey reference. When you're not chasing the game, the hitters don't have to press.
And you see a lot more smiles right now in that dugout.
John McDonald. Josh Bell waits on deck. He has a bat in his hands. Donald pops that one up over our heads here, and it's a souvenir bouncing down below.
And Betancourt coming into the game now. He started the season as a closer for these Colorado Rockies.
High pop up. Rosario finds it, and he puts it to bed. Gas it on up. We'll talk about Friday. Tommy Maloney will work for the A's. Daniel Hudson, he has been affected beyond that last couple of outings, back off the disabled list. Good to see. He was really good on Saturday. Come on, Dad, just one nacho.
It's good to see Hudson back. Get him back on track, and we'll be okay.
Here's Josh Bell. Again, it ties into what you're saying. If you want to beat teams, you want to change things, get Hudson pitching, get Kennedy pitching. Miley is pitching. Kennedy actually has had 2 good starts, so is Hudson.
Well, and if you think about it, last year the key to the success was those guys right there going out there and pitching the way they did.
Two and 0 the count. Bell.
Oh, we can be looking right there at the new Louisiana Lightning, wasn't it?
Oh, boy.
Wasn't it Don Gullett or
Ron Guidry?
Ron Guidry, I'm sorry, Guidry.
It's funny, too, when you talk to Miley and you throw that out there at him. Oh, no, hey, don't call me that. It's out of deference or respect. You know what I mean. He won't even let you go there with him. Very self-deprecating, can really laugh at himself. I think that's an important trait in life, let alone in sports.
And there's no doubt there's a lot of quirky left-handers in the game, and he definitely fits that mold, and that's why a guy like that will be around the game for a long time.
In spring training, every morning they had Wade's word of the day, and players would do the research, find the toughest words they could find. Let's not kid ourselves, as none of his teammates had the deepest vocabulary as the Indian Ocean outside of Craig Breslow. But they'd come up with creative words. That's belted into right center field. Josh Bell, go ahead, enjoy your run. Got to feel good. Limited playing time. Bell with the double. And it had that sound.
Well, that's a great sound as a hitter. You know he squared that ball up.
Can I count that for my hitting streak, please? Good for Josh Bell, though. So Miley is done. He has thrown 2 complete games in the minor leagues, Wade Miley. And now he will hopefully throw one soon in the big leagues. 1 home run here. 2, it was inches away. 3, let's do it again. Beat the Rockies. That's awesome. Couldn't catch the one that was busy moving around, the littlest hands holding that one up.
I don't think her arms were long enough to stretch that poster board out. There we go. I like the happy face.
There's pictures in there.
I think Mom's going to help her out.
Oh, my first game. Bring a ball over here. That's custom work signage right there. To the right side. And that one is put away. Kadire makes the play for the out. I mean, you draw a sign like that, you're definitely worthy of being on a game show. And no one knows how to host many legendary game shows than that man. Oh, she's tiny trying to hold up that sign. Look at her. Can hardly see over the rail there. Breaking ball, and it's a strike.
Boy, Roberts has seemed to be buckled every time there's a breaking ball. He's been flinching all night. Rosario's going to set up away.
Popped up, and we'll do it again. Arizona starting to see the worm turn at home a bit in their last 6 games. They've won 4 of them. That's before tonight. They've hit .328 at home, and that's more like it. I mean, that's what they're used to doing. Prior to that, they had, and I'd forgotten about to say, 10-game span in which they were 1-9 at home.
Well, they definitely had lost the home field advantage there, where you definitely want to have that swagger when they come into your ballpark.
He did not go around. There's a different look on the face of Justin Upton tonight, interacting with his teammates, and he was hurt yesterday. You could tell he was literally hurt. I mean, emotionally. Far end.
Well, I think as a man and as a ball player, you were challenged. He was challenged yesterday for the first time probably in his career.
Inside. I don't know if I was sitting next to a guy on the baby shuttle back and forth like A.J. Pollock, I'd remind myself how lucky I was, too, to be here. And in the lineup every day, Pollock would give his right pinky to be in the position of being in the lineup in the big leagues every day.
There's no doubt.
He's stunned that in the big leagues there's a bat room. You showed us that room.
Yep.
Fly ball, well struck, right center field. Long run for Fowler. He puts it away. The Diamondbacks look to beat the Rockies with 3 more outs. To shine on them as they play solid baseball. They lead it by a score of 6-1. You have been voting on our Nissan text poll. You're hoping to get back to 500. And if it's a 5-1 homestand, this club gets on the plane 500 to go off to Texas and Anaheim. With a win, they will be just 3 games under 500 after tonight. Remember, June 1st, they were a season high 6 games under. That challenging journey back as David Hernandez goes to work for the 26th time this year. The setup man will look to get 3 outs here in the 9th in a non-save situation.
Well, you got to slowly try to creep your way back in there. And if you take care of your own business at home and gradually start winning these series, you're going to eventually get right back into it. You just got to limit those losing streaks and not have those long ones.
1-1 the count on Dexter Fowler. Sacramento born and raised David Hernandez, a converted starter to a relief pitcher 2 seasons ago. And that's when that started happening. That's when 91 became 94. When he moved out of the rotation, and now you got to throw 15, 20 pitches, bring it as hard as you can, not 100 pitches. We'll do it again. Here's the deal with the starting pitchers as they gather on that bench right now. Their last 8 games, the starting pitchers for the Diamondbacks have thrown 58 innings, so you're looking at more than 7 per start. And the starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks ERA 1.86. That's how you get on a roll.
That's getting it done right there.
Breaking ball, strike 3. We knew it was coming. We just hung with Mr. McClellan. Fowler knew it. As you said, he heard it.
Miggy's already throwing it around before he even gave the motion of strike 3.
Charles Nagy has stayed steady. He's a guy that, in our position, you've got to dig to get something out of, which is just fine. If we need him, he's great. But he has never been a guy who panics. Does he look like a guy who panics to you, by the way, folks? No. 0-2 the count. Marco Scutaro. And good for this ball club. You know, there could have been some distractions yesterday with the words from their boss. It became a bit of a cyclone around the locker room on a day after they played arguably one of their flattest games of the year. McDonald, there you go. 2 outs, shoots it on the cross.
You know, I think a lot of times people could think that's a negative effect. And then for a team like the Diamondbacks, the way they played last year and to come out flat at times this year and have your owner call you out, I think that could be a wake-up call to some of these guys too. So it can also be a good thing. I mean, I know everybody can speculate and be their own critics and things like that and say who was right and who was wrong, but I think all in all, when you start winning, it takes care of everything.
1-0 the count to Carlos Gonzalez. Boy, it's been a quiet, stunningly quiet series. 1 for 11. They have held Fowler down and Cargo down. And those 2 guys were tearing the cover off the ball coming in. That's one way to win.
Oh, and not only that, but Fowler in the last 2 games, 5 strikeouts. And he's a guy hitting at the top of the order. You rely on him to put the ball in play.
Three and 0 the count. See if David comes right after him. See a couple of challenge pitches here. Make him knock it out of the yard. The 3-0. Missed high. He's mad at himself, I'm sure. You know what the good news is? That's the first walk of the night. He didn't walk anyone.
And how many hitters did he even have with a 3-ball count? 1?
We had 1 at one point, 2. Only 2 from
and that was late in the game, like 5th or 6th inning, right?
Yep. Right there to Kadire.
7th and 8th inning. Oh, here's another guy they've shut down. 2 for 11 in the series.
Oh, baby. 0-2 the count. That'll do it. The Diamondbacks continue their winning ways. They win this series over the Colorado Rockies. They are 3 games within the 500 mark with the Oakland Athletics coming to town over the weekend. We'll be back to wrap things up here from our guys on the postgame show right after this.